All right. What's up, guys? Here, welcome to the Gold Chasers Zoom call.
Let's get it.
This kickoff. We was waiting for some people to get in, but of course it's Valentine's Day, so ain't no telling where they at. All right. Um, we're gonna try to make this a quick one for tonight. Um, hopefully, um, we're gonna try to do one every day this week and get this Zoom going and get some participants so we can get some stuff cracking. But anyway, let's get to it. Basically, we we call ourselves the gold chasers. So I'm gonna go ahead and analyze this chart for y'all right fast. Um, this is gold. Maybe I need to pull up a blank chart because I be having a lot of stuff marked on my chart. So let me pull up a blank chart of gold and just run through this right fast. You know, okay, I can go and delete this. Okay, this is gold. This is gold. And as you can see, I'm gonna just take it from the 1 hour. Oh, this ugly. All right, as you can see, last week, all right, blow it up. Last week, gold consolidated or ranged for a while, and on Friday it did a little. Well, no, on Thursday it did a drop, and then Friday it retraced back to this point right here. So at that point, as you can see, it had a fair gap value gap right here, and it finally filled that gap from bottom to top. And we also have, oh, I hate this. We also have, let me get my little tool over here. Resistance up here.
Hmm.
So, if I go to the 4 hour, you can probably see it better because I had it. Yep, yep, yep. Right here. Resistance up here, right? And
A
it's
quick
close to,
question.
uh-huh.
Question. Do you draw the resistance box on the top of the candle, or do you draw it like right here at the top of that top candle right here? Yeah, right there. Like, do you put it on top of
Well,
that
yeah, you
to
can
see if
stretch
it
it
break?
out. You can stretch it out to the wick. That's
Okay.
fine because it could actually tap, right there. So yes, you can actually do that. Because when you draw zones, it's not gonna be perfect as long as you got the majority of the zones at the where the points are. So as you can see, this point and that point is touching the zone. This is almost touching, which it might go back into it. But like I said, right now I went to the 4 hour. Um, so um based off of this, of course, this was starting to create this wasn't a higher high. This is a lower high based off this 4 hour because this was the high. Then you came lower, and this a lower high. So basically, it's stuck in this point right here on the 4 hour. But when you go down to the 1 hour and analyze it, you see this. And you see this little impulsive drop, right? But you also see it broke structure. It broke this structure right here, the structure point on this 1 hour. It broke all this, came out the range. So this is a 1 hour break of structure.
And what do that mean when it breaks the structure to the downside? That means it's going to continue down, or is that just
Possibility, possibility,
okay?
possibility. And once it gives you an impulsive move to the downside, that's called a impulse. So when it does that, that's like a sign number one that we possibly going to have a reversal to the other side, right? So then the next move is correction or retracement. So all of this right here was the correction slash retracement. And basically it was correcting that impulse that it did. So at this point, this is how I do it now. When it breaks structure, I put a trend line right here because I create a trend line on the structure points. Let me see, because I think somebody might be trying to get in, or is that my Discord making noise? Hold on. I closed the Discord. I don't like all that noise.
Yeah, that was me
So
just texting in there. That's why I want to get that other screen, that
yeah,
long one, that kind of goes like straight up
so
to
you can
have the
see.
Discord right there
Okay.
on that screen. But yeah, go ahead.
So so okay, like I said, I drew this trend line when it was in this little range to the upside. It broke through my trend line. So at this point, this is a break of structure and a break of the trend line. So now you're expecting to come and retest the back of the trend line or retest the zone, which it probably do the trend line or both. And at that point, like I said, we also have somebody just is it three people on here or you got oh no, I see Andre. Um so we also have a resistance zone right here. So
Mhm.
for me, what I will be looking for is some type of resistance in this
Mhm.
area for a potential sell back to the downside. So,
Mhm.
I use fibs. So at that point, I would draw a fib on here from point A to point B.
Right.
And mind you, fib is just a retracement tool to let you to kind of identify where's the stopping point going to be and it help you with your entries. But we're gonna talk about that deeper in another Zoom call. I can break down the whole field concept.
Mhm.
But but as long as these candles don't come past this 100% and close above this and break the zone, I'm still potentially looking for a sell down to come and wipe out all of these from this push right here.
So
So,
would you say a good entry for so you will hold during this time and continue to wait for this to break past that green box for a buy, but if it don't break past that green box, it's going to reject that and continue to go to the downside.
yes. So, currently, as of right now, based off of what I see and what I'm analyzing, I got some confirmations that it's possibly going to go down. One, it broke my trend line. Two, it broke 1 hour structure right here. If I go to the 30 minute, you might can see it clearly. There you go, more clearly. So it broke this structure right here. Um Three would be like the retest of the trend line, and then if you start seeing wick rejection or like a bunch of small candles bunching up right here, the next thing that will possibly happen is candlesticks starting to go back down to the selling side. But at that point, if you see that, which you know, sometimes I enter on a 5 minute and the 1 minute, but I would say like people who's fairly new take it from the 15 minute. So when you see that, you need a break of structure to show you it's starting to reverse and go back down before you enter the trade. So my thing down here.
So
So it
you
would
wouldn't
be,
go in from this 0% down here where it went all the way down. Like you wouldn't go in for a buy
what you mean, right here? If it
right
came
here.
down
No, yeah, like when it made that
right here.
impulsive move, and you was watching it, and it made this impulsive move, and you went down to the 5 minute or the 1 minute, and you started to see it reject from right here to go back up. You wouldn't
I
go
already did that. I did that on Friday. I had to buy. So I caught all of this.
right,
I
so you
caught
would
all of
go in
that.
for a buy right here at the bottom,
But
right?
it's not we not that already played out.
Okay.
So this move already played out. What we're looking at now is the continuation, the possible continuation to the downside. So what I'm saying is once the market opens, first thing you need to see is what is the market about to do. You might have a gap up, you might have a gap down, all sorts of things. It might stay where it's at and tap the zone, tap the trend line, something like that. But like I said, more than likely, it's a resistance zone right here. It didn't break it. Every time it got to it, it shot down. Every time it got to it, it shot down. So you have to analyze because it could go back up and get all this stuff right here. So at this point, we have to keep an eye on what the candlesticks, what the market is showing you before you do anything. You just don't jump in because you see the market open and you see one candlestick moving a certain way. No, that's not how it's supposed to go. So even if I go down to the 1 minute, let me see. That's not, it's still making higher highs. It's not, it gave you resistance right here on the 1 minute too. And
It
then you
hasn't
had
broken
these,
no structure. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it's in a, is it a, is a, in the middle of a structure on a small time frame. You have to have it break structure either to the upside or the downside. But
Right.
like I said, you can see this up structure right here. When it came down, then it went back up,
Came
you
down.
know.
High lows, high.
Exactly. So,
So tomorrow we would
um,
just wait. So tomorrow we're gonna get back on too, and we're gonna wait and see what it's gonna do.
exactly. It's a waiting game at this point, because it could
You
possibly,
gotta sit on your
uh,
hands.
exactly. Until
Mhm.
it shows, until the market shows its hand to you, you can't do nothing.
Which way you wanna go? You gotta twiddle your hands and twiddle your feet.
Exactly, because you might get faked out or whatever, however. So, but like I said, based on my whole analysis is this. Let me
Hmm.
go to my main chart because I already marked this up, and this is what I marked this play. It played out. This little ghost pattern right here,
Hmm.
that played out. So I had another trend line. This purple trend line is based off of my 4 hours. I use trend lines too. I use trend lines, I use fibs. So this came from the top and I just drew the trend line into the future like that. So if you go down to a smaller time frame, it slightly broke it, but that could be a false breakout and it could come back in. And like I said, I'm expecting because you got all this resistance up here, I'm expecting it to possibly reject. If it make it all the way up to that area, I'm expecting it to reject or possibly already reject where it's at. I just need to see what the hand that the market is going to show
I
me.
was like,
And,
oh, you got the thing in you. Turn it up
and
again.
at that point, my take will be sales. But I gotta see if it break above this trend line and keep on going, then the take will be buys.
What is this, Reba? Is this gold or is it
This
what is it?
gold, this gold.
Okay.
They drawing the lines for the chart.
So like I had called, like if you see this ghost pattern back here, let me back it up.
Okay,
Go ahead, mute.
I don't know why it's so low.
I'm about to mute somebody because I can't hear myself here at the
You
same
put
time.
in some Fibonacci line.
Mute.
That's dope
So
stuff. Fibonacci lines.
hold on, hold
Mhm.
on. How you I can't see it right now. But anyway,
Like I said, it's just
um,
like property back options. I just don't know. But I can read charts. I know how to do charts. Like I said, so
excuse
if it's
me.
Fibonacci line,
Hey, who that? You gotta mute
Hello.
your phone.
Can you mute yourself because we hear you talking over top of what we trying to say?
There you go.
But yeah, like I was saying, Tony, last week I had did a markup before all this happened. And
Uh,
like I was telling him, it had broke because gold was kind of ranging all week,
right.
and then eventually it finally broke
Then they
out of
made
that
a move.
range.
Right.
Exactly. So it did the break, and I had called the play for the buy back up to retest in this area right here because it was a fair value gap right here, and it filled it. It filled it between Thursday and Friday, and then it stopped right there.
So
So
it didn't complete it.
that was a good buy. So like I was telling John, where's at the point is at right now, it could possibly go back up and test this zone where all the resistance is at.
Right.
or it could, test the back of this trend line and reject from here and come back down. So I gotta see what the market gonna show me when the market opens, and that
So
would
what you think?
determine
How you think about playing it though? Because if it already kind of got itself into that playing field of
downtrend.
what you was thinking,
Yeah,
right? Like how do you think you're gonna play it? Because if it's already been up there, it was able to get some liquidity.
yeah,
Now it's like, okay, it could go up to get more, or it could go down and knock those people out.
yeah. So
'Cause-
this is my play. I tell you what. So I use fibs, right? So
uh-huh.
based off of this fib I got drawn here, this whole downtrend fib will remain in play until it breaks past this 100% and close above it. If it does that, now the fib is no longer valid.
It played
So
out.
it can't, no, it didn't play out. What it did was invalidated this downtrend. But
Which trend? Oh, you're on the uptrend.
so well, the downtrend I'm expecting to happen. But like I was saying, if I remove my everything, you just see this, it could come all the way back up to here and resist like it been doing and drop back down. So that's what I was saying to John. So it's a few things that it could do, but as long as it doesn't come up and pass this 100% and close past that 100%, but it could fake you out and then drop back down. But what I'll do at that
Yeah,
point is
definitely.
delete my field and wait to see if it snatches liquidity and then come back down, and then I have to wait for another play because at that point it would have broke the structure and all of that. So I would have to
Yeah, because
reanalyze it.
if it go down like that, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of money to be made if it go
Well,
down that
yeah,
far.
but I'm gonna tell you what, because like I trade trend lines, I trade fields, and
Hmm.
this purple trend line is my 4 hour trend line. So it basically touched it, and it's kind of fooling around right here.
Yeah,
But
right here.
as you go down further,
That's your
we
4 hours.
might have divergence. Divergence might be get ready to form. Um, little bit. So that's one sign that it possibly could reverse. And I had a field going to the upside, and the 61.8 field already played out. So it's a bunch of confluences letting me know that it could possibly reverse, but I need the candlesticks to give me
More
some
confirmation.
bearish candlesticks, like a bearish variation or something like that. And then yeah, I will possibly and on the smaller time frames, like the 5 minute and 15 minute, you need the structures to start creating lower lows and lower highs.
Yeah,
So
because
Right.
I'm
right here,
thinking
it
like,
need to break this zone, come down, break that zone, retest. And when it does that and starts showing you bearish momentum, go on, get in it and sell it. You know what I'm saying? Sell it down.
Right,
That's what
because
I
I'm
say.
thinking once it makes that move, that's what I was talking about initially. Like once it makes that move,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be a lot of opportunity coming back up. You know what I'm
What
saying? Like that's what
what
I
you-
was talking about. But like
what
you saying, it's going to make some moves. It's going to trigger you a couple of ways when it's going down. If it does that downturn before it even
mhm.
comes up. So I get what you're saying.
What see, look, this is the thing though. So this is just a minor play right here because the daily is still in an uptrend, right? So what I did was I marked this out on a smaller time frame. And then like I said, if it give me this play right here and the field play all the way out down to the bottom, it's actually playing into, let me show you where it's playing into. It's actually lining up with my daily this bigger field right here is drawn on the daily. They're going to break a structure to the upside right here from the daily. This was a daily breaker structure right here. So, if it pulls back that little smaller fib and finishes off at the negative 61.8, it lines directly up with my 61.8 on my daily fib.
Hmm.
61.8 is the golden zone. 61.8 in the 50 area is the golden zone
Mhm.
that you're gonna be looking for possible for possible plays. So like I said, it's really still an uptrend based off the daily. So once
A
that
buy.
small field plays out, I'm gonna be you gonna you close the trade out, the trade gonna close stuff out. And at that point, we're gonna be looking to see if we get some support right here. Because as you can see right here, that this area right here where the wick at and it wicked up at the 61, this
Mhm.
is daily support right up in here.
Uh-huh.
So I'm expecting the field to come on, play out, and
And to get down
I'm,
to that level.
I'm looking for the support to stop right here and then swing it on back up.
To
Because
back
gold
up
still,
for buys.
yeah, we could be looking for buys. Well, I'm gonna be looking for buys after that.
To go back
But
Mhm.
to that higher high right there.
And
but like
what price point is that? What price is that at that level? What is
what
that?
down here,
Yeah, right at
down
that point where you think it's gonna probably try to work its way back up. What price point are you looking at for that?
oh, well, see, one thing, a lot of people is trading futures, so the number's gonna be different. But this
Right,
is on
right.
Trading View, so right, that's 4783 area.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm
But
just
you like
trying
us,
to think. I'm just trying to look at that I'm trying to gauge it as far as like the vicinity of the number, because it could be higher, it could be lower. But if I knew that's kind of around the number, then
hmm
you can kind of gauge, all right, now I need to start watching this motherfucker because it could really make the move it need to make for me to make a decision on how I'm going to play it. You know what I'm saying?
well,
Because
I
you
tell
can't
you,
really gauge it
I
at
was about to show
all.
you on Top Step, yeah.
what, like I said, I've learned all my stuff based off of Phillips,
Uh-huh.
so and zones and stuff like that. So this is the same drawing basically. Um, so and they're gonna break a structure. If it did that, it'll finish off at 47. But you got to be mindful. Well, yeah, it'll finish off at 47.76. And then on the daily, if I draw a daily field from here to here, it's in the same 48.21.
Mm-hmm.
48.21 based off of Top Step and uh
Man, so,
47. Ooh, that's a big.
so the
Woo.
number's different like that.
Yeah, the numbers is different. They different compared to Trading View and futures. So,
But I do like, I don't mind, you know what, to be honest, I don't even mind the number difference as
mm,
long as the same, analytics are the same, you know what I'm saying?
it's
Because
the yeah,
What you
yeah.
yeah,
saying?
that's
What you
what really
saying?
matters, you know what I'm saying?
And I think it's based off of how you set your numbers on that side. You could like double tap that to like set it to a different percentage on there too.
No, 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 no. The numbers still gonna be the same. It's just that it's just you talk about like 23, but you could delete
Yeah,
some of these
yeah.
percentages off. But the actual numbers of where it's lining up with the scale, it's gonna line up where it's gonna line up at.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I can remove everything and just keep 61,850 and negative 27 and on it on here. But all that, whatever it's showing, it's gonna line up where it's gonna line up at.
Yeah.
So yeah, so basically based off of what I'm saying, because the market gonna do what they want to do anyway. We don't know, some crazy could have
Mhm.
happened on the weekend we don't know about.
Gonna
And this
drop.
thing it can shoot straight up while as soon as it open. So at
Mhm.
that point, if it did, if as soon as it opened and it shoot past all this, now I change my bias. At that point, I'm gonna look for and see if I can get a retest to come back into the zone. And then at this zone, I will hope it hold that support, and then I just continue to buy up from off of that daily field structure. But right now, I'm still in selling mode based off of this one out.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah. So um, and I just got to play it by ear. But like I said, in order for me to get in the actual sale, that 1 minute, that 5 minute, that 15 minute, all of that got to start creating lower highs and lower lows. That's gonna let me know, okay, we starting to reverse back down to the downside now. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I should be able to take a sale. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And
John,
tomorrow,
which
and I was saying that tomorrow we're gonna see if what she's saying is gonna play out. We're gonna get back on and just try it again and just look live. We're gonna sit on it, hold our hands, and twiddle our feet and just see if it play out that way. If you
hmm
do have a account, a combine or express account, you could go in on the micro side, small micro side, and test it out with us. I'm gonna be in mine going live to finish out what I have over here, and I'm gonna see if it play out that way. But like she said, yeah, don't just jump in. I do that, because I'm just testing the market to see if it works. It does play out sometimes, and sometimes it don't. It plays out at first as a faker, like to fake you out, like, oh yeah, it's going in that way, but then it comes back and get that equality the other way. So yeah, just don't jump in, just look at it first and just see which way it wants to go. Make sure it breaks structure first, and then
Because, like this a 30-minute chart, and as you can see, it's creating them higher highs and higher lows. So you gotta start to have some break of structure. Even if this little zone I got right here, if it break below here and then retest right here and then start giving me bearish candlesticks, now I can take it from here and ride it the rest of the way. You see what I'm saying?
right now, explain for some people that's just came in. We go over some things. Everybody is new. Some people is a little bit further than everybody, but just be you, not them. Trading. Explain what's bearish and what's bullish to some people that's just coming in.
Okay. Well, if you're talking about based on the charts, let me see if I could
Based off the chart and based off the
candlesticks.
direction. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because this is
Mhm.
how you know if something's going bearish or bullish.
Mhm.
But it has to be so
Right.
like
And explain bearish and bullish. Those then identify up and down, right? So just explain which one is which.
well, first you have like market structure where you got higher highs and higher lows. And that's basically when the market is going up. So this is a low, that's a higher high, this a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. That's what that is. And this is daily structure. So daily structure is going to remain in an uptrend until this structure right here, until the candlesticks break below here. But as of right now, it's still in daily structure. So you have to be mindful that a daily zone is right here.
Right.
So I'll draw a zone up in here to let me know. So once you go down to a lower time frame, um, once you go down to a lower time frame, and this is kind of like not technical, top down analysis of the charts. So you go down a lower time frame. Now this hell of a drop right here on this 4 hour, that is an impulse to the downside.
Yeah.
So it did an impulse, and as it goes back up, this is called a correction or a retracement or a pullback or a pullback. So those are three things that you could call it. But as you can see on a 4 hour, right here, you have an area of resistance. And basically what that means is once it got to that area, it could not break through it. It could not break through it. So you can see it hit here, came back down. Hit here again, came back down. So that's why I said if it goes back into this area again, it could possibly reject it and come back down again and pick up all this liquidity that's down there. Okay. So and this is kind of tricky because you see a high and then it's going higher, then it's going higher. Yes, be mindful of that. Now as you go down lower, and I do use trend lines, so I had drew a trend line for point A, stretch it out to point B. This is a 4 hour trend line. But some people don't have to do all this. You could just trade zones because fibs is kind of it could get confusing or whatever until you understand it. You could just do trade from zone to zone. So if it did reject right here, a person could catch the sale and take it to here. And that's good money for a gold play. Right. Without drawing
So
fibs and all
are
this.
you doing minis or you doing micros when you make a play like that? You can do mostly minis?
Oh, no, I my top step I do micros on Top Step. I do
Right.
the most I did like the other day I did three micros. But then most of the time I do two.
So,
But
you got to understand, we on a platform where we talking to different people. So you did 3 contracts,
oh yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause
Right. All right.
and see, I'm a forex chick, so actually,
Right.
most of my stuff was from forex, but a chart is a chart.
Right.
But
Right.
so yeah, you're right, contracts, and I'm still trying to pass my combine. I was like $400 away, and then all this other stuff happened, but I need $1,200 to pass it. But neither here nor there. But yeah, I don't. I mostly do micros though.
Okay, yeah, and that's a safe way to go. I do think minis can benefit you if you know like exactly what you guys are saying, especially like how you're saying Reva, how it's trending, and then you do your analytics and you see that it's possibly can trend a certain way, and once it start moving in a direction,
Hmm.
that's maybe when you make the decision. You know what? I'm gonna move the minis and take the opportunity to create, where I can get a lot of this liquidity
Hmm.
in a day, even if it's 200, 400, that thing moves so fast, you might get $600 in 15 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of opportunity there, but at the same time, I think the micros are a good level for everybody to come in and trade because it doesn't move as fast. You could just push up to more contracts to be able to get more, money coming in as far as profit. But at the same time, I think the biggest thing is making sure people know set your loss limit,
Hmm.
as far as your TP, which is your target profit. Like make sure
Hmm.
you set them preliminary before you go into a trade. And that way you won't lose too much before. Cause I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna just give you an example.
Hmm.
Um, I had mine set as far as micros at $50. So
Yeah.
I went into a trade, and when I opened the graph up, the
Hmm.
$50 was so close together you couldn't even tell they were separate. It was just one was red, one was green, and in 2 seconds it went to
It hit it.
red and $50 that quick, and it knocked me out. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So I went back, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I know it's gonna go to the position I want to go. So I click
Hmm.
it again, and in 5 seconds, bam, it's going already. I'm like, you know what? Let me let
Well, you
me.
you you know what I'm gonna tell you what I really, and like I said, I just started dabbling in futures a few months back. But um when I click what I click, and $50, that's tight because all of it moved fast.
Yeah.
It moves
Right.
slightly different from forex, but
Right.
so I normally, and plus I've got 150K account, so I'll either have my stop loss set at $300 or $500, and lately last few days have been $700. But
Uh,
but when you got it tight, and yes, when you go to them higher time frames, it look like it's really close. So go to this like a 1 minute or 5 minute, and you can see like how much real space is in between it. But yeah, $50 on the way that moves, I
yeah,
think you
you
might need
can.
to up that.
Yeah,
You might need
you
to up
can.
that.
So I'm gonna tell you what
Yeah.
I did was I changed it to because I wanted to stay in that same range. I changed it
Yeah.
to $300, just give it a little room to breathe.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, it worked out better for me because I could kind of see it, and then I was
Yeah.
able to end up in that day, $900
Hmm.
in that one day because I could see it, and that's the thing that I think people need to understand too. When you go into these charts, if you change from gold and go to NQ, the
Yeah.
Hmm.
Nasdaq is going to
Hmm.
show differently. If you go
Right.
from the Nasdaq to the S&P 500, all of
Hmm.
a sudden it's going to appear different. So you got to
Hmm.
be able to know that, okay, before I make this trade, let me set my chart up accordingly so that I can know once I go in the trade, it won't knock me out before I really realize what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
What
Yeah.
so that's what I do. Like everything, like I do my analyzing on the weekend when the market is closed. So basically, I try to do that and what I see is what I see. I say, okay, I see this, and boom, boom, bam, and like as the market opens and shows its hand, I adjust what I like. Right now it's still below here, right? And like if it was to, like I said, let's say the market open and gold just take off and break above this purple zone,
Uh-huh.
that's a break of the zone. So guess
Right.
what? Uh-oh, we might be looking at buys. So now I'm not gonna get in the trade because I need to see a retest. I need to see a retest of the
I
zone
am.
or a retest
Ride
of the
that.
back of this trend line. So now
Right.
what it has done was broke this structure, broke my trend line, and did retested on the opposite side. And once it retests and give me some bullish momentum from here, then I get in and continue to trade up. That's how I trade. But
Right.
yeah, so but
That's a good
my
way to look at it too, though. I like that. I like that analytics though, because at the same time, you're not looking for the first play. You're
Mm,
looking for it to make a move, and then once they make a move to a certain level, waiting for it to make another move away from
hmm
that level, but back to that
hmm
level. And now I'm gonna
hmm
get in because I already know from the previous move is
hmm
going right back to that. So I do like that. Like you and
Matter of fact,
John,
who John?
yeah, I was
right.
saying both of y'all make good sense with a lot of the moves y'all make, like how it was make sense. I was telling John, I talked to another guy, and he's been trading for 18 years. We used to work together at the post office, and he
Uh-huh.
left the post office to trade. So he's
Uh-huh.
been trading ever since then. And a lot of these things he be talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want y'all to understand that y'all are ahead of the game. And when I relay this type of information to him, he be like,
hmm
"Oh man, y'all are ahead of the game." But then again, he understands YouTube wasn't around when I started.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I left. He knew he left the post office early. He said, "Man, I ain't got no problem being transparent. I left the post office a little too early because I thought I had it. I had my 401k, I had all this bread,
Right.
Yeah.
but I've
Yeah.
been able to learn throughout the years." So he trades at a lower level. He does micros. He looks to gain anywhere from 3 something to 4 something every
hmm
day, and then he's out of it. But what he had to do was create something else to go on to where, because you could hit your target. Let's say, Reba, your target is 700 for the day. You hit your
Yeah.
700 in
hmm
10 minutes.
hmm
Yeah.
Now, if you're not working at DuPont, you sitting
hmm
there like, I feel good. I want to trade some more. I feel like I can.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I've been doing this for a minute. So in
Right,
Forex, the money be, I get nervous with futures because of how it moves. Even though the indices moves fast, normally when I trade, I just got into gold like months back. But like NAS, I fool with it, but I really fool with gold more than NAS. US 30, I have not touched that yet because they said that's the beast. So
um,
like I still trade Forex pairs too. It don't move as fast as indices. And me, no, I'm looking for 2,000, 3,000, $4,000 plays. That's how I play it out.
right,
But
right.
but but let me show you this right fast though. And this is like the concept, like with trading, you could back it into so watch this. This is a gold play. Where the hell did it just go? God damn it. Hold on. Gotta back it up. I'm gonna show you something. And this is the technique that I learned and it works. And so let's say this is the market, right? And it's in a downtrend. And I had drew this trend line. So and let's say the market opened and this was a demand zone, but don't worry about that. Let's say the market open right here, and it's in the middle of something, and you don't know what to do because it just opened. You don't know if to buy or sell. At this
Right.
point, it need to break below here or above here before you take a play. All right,
Uh-huh.
bet. So now you draw your trend line on a downtrend because it's a downtrend. Bam, it just broke above my trend line. That's sign number one. That is about the and it also just broke structure. It broke the structure right here. And that manual will be on a 30-minute. So what I do is I draw my little breaker structure point. Um, and that's the point of trend lines because that could show you where your structure points are too. So I do this right. And at that point, you could draw a fib on here. And really, you draw the fib from the high, from the break
So,
of
so,
structure.
so, so, so let me slow you up for a minute. So I've heard both of y'all discuss fibs. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
as, I'm an options guy and
Yeah,
not even doing it with the charts. So when you
yeah.
say fib, I'm still trying to understand what a fib is.
Okay,
It's
so
like a
a
measurement.
fib is the Fibonacci is a retracement tool, and it basically helps you with your entries. So like all these right here, you got and I can show you how to set this up, but you don't have to do this because it's kind of, but once you get deep in it, I'm trying to tell you it works. The 100%, 88, 786, 61, 8, 50, all these numbers right here are Fibonacci retracement points. So what happens is the market, once it breaks structure, it likes to retrace back to one of these points, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, we don't know where it's going to retrace back to. So
Right.
that's the point of the fib. You pull the fib out and wait to see if it's going to retrace, where it's going to retrace back to. So normally they say the 61.8 and the 50% are the golden zones. Those are perfect zones that to get in for an entry.
Mm-hmm. Read what
But
Troy said.
and so Troy said what?
Read what Troy said.
Fibonacci is a tool used to measure the retracement of a trend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. So mind you, Tony, this is what I did. So as you can see, this was going down. I drew my trend line to the downside. At that point, the market pushed up on this 30-minute, broke this 30-minute structure. So now you got a low, a higher low. I mean, a higher high, higher low. Now this is possibly about to be a higher high. So now, hold on, I might gotta
Yeah, if
adjust
it
this some
break
more.
past, right?
No, I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to
right
adjust this
there.
some more
Yeah.
because it did come back down.
Yeah,
So,
impulsive
all right.
tracement.
Now you see what it's doing. Now this is
Mm.
exactly what it did. It pulled back. It retested my opposite side of my trend line. So this is the
Mhm.
retest. So it broke structure, broke the trend line, came back, pulled back, and retesting the opposite side of the trend line. This is called a break and retest the structure, or
Hey,
break or retest of the
hey,
trend line.
Tony. Remember that's what happened the other night when I said it has to come back down and retest that lower low position right there.
So at this point when it does this, now I said, okay,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm trying to see if it's going to give me a reversal to get in and continue to feel out
Go back. Yeah.
and possibly ride it back up to here, which matches up with this zone right here, right? So you could, and I'm on the 30, some people take it from the 15 because the lower time frames will show you the structures forming before
I
the
like the
higher
15
time
minutes.
frames will.
Mhm.
So like, let me see. Okay, these two wicks that's wicking off this trend line, that's a sign that buyers is trying to push this up.
Uh-huh.
So maybe if I see one more bullish candle, that's a go. And then of course, yeah, I backed it up so I saw it, but I went to this just to show you how fibs work.
Right.
So now that retested again.
There you go.
Now
Boom.
look, this gap was because
As
it
it
was
jumped
Sunday,
up.
but yeah, because it was Sunday and it be gapping. But yes, it did jump up.
Mm-hmm.
So some people hold it. I don't trust holding nothing over the weekend because ain't no telling what's gonna happen. And
Right.
at that point, let's see if it go all the way up. If it just to reach that zone again,
There you
or
go.
just
It was
21.
divergence right there too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, down there. You know about divergence, Tony?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
There you go.
so Troy said it was divergence down the bottom. Okay, basically it hit it.
Oh, look at that. So, well, of course you couldn't hold that from the bottom because it was Friday to
Yeah, it hit
Sunday
it.
right there at the end.
No,
But
people be holding it, but I ain't holding
I
nothing.
mean, yeah, on
No,
Forex, but I'm
no.
talking about on Top Step. You can't hold it because it's gonna close you
Oh,
out.
Top Step won't let you.
Yeah, but yeah, on a Forex hold, that'd be great if you held it from the bottom and you just, man, what?
And it shot up like that. Yes.
Yeah,
So even and
that's normally my play right there.
all of this is confluences. So you had a break of the structure, break of the trend line, retest at the back of the
Mhm.
trend line. Then it
And that's
started
where
to
I get in right there. I get
give
in
you
right there. Boom.
this is the bullish candle right here. This is the perfect entry. When they gave you this bullish candle right
Yep.
here, it basically engulfed all that stuff right there.
Mhm.
You get in, stop loss below this point, and let's see, Troy said it had divergence. Divergence. Yeah, it started to create divergence down here. So all of those were signs that the market was going to reverse back up, or confluence is what they call them.
There you
But
go.
but as you can see, this works a lot. I've been using Fields for a minute,
Yeah.
and once you
Since
get
I
the hang
started
of it,
using it, my amount been a lot bigger.
and you notice it came and just broke. Look, it broke through the zone and then retested it over here. So as you see that, so it came down, resistance, came down again, broke through the resistance, retested the top side of the resistance, and kept on going. So
Mhm.
that's breaking zones, that's breaking trend lines, that's breaking structure. There
So
it
do
is.
y'all typically see when it makes that gap like that, that it
Hmm.
sort of favors that direction that that gap was created, or
Yeah,
that's
for
not
me.
really a gauge
Uh-uh.
to go by?
Nah, I
That's
don't think
not.
so.
I mean, it's not, but when it do that, for me, when I just be, like Reva said, I normally jump in just because I'm new to it and I'm playing around and I learned from YouTube University and I'm trying to see
Uh-huh.
what the market do by just seeing, trying different things. Like we talked about it on Sunday one time and I said, look, Reva, it's going to gap up. She was like, I know it is, but it's going to reverse and get back to the bottom. But I was like, yeah, I know, but if I get in at that gap, it's going to continue to rise to the top. It might pull down, but I'm already in. And y'all know when I go in, I set my trailing stop to whatever $10. So even if it come back down, I'm in profit $10 versus setting a stop loss. But
Right.
one day it did that gap and it shot all the way up. And that's a Sunday. And I stayed in from Sunday from 6 p.m. or whatever time it was, and rode it all the way to Monday morning, and that's how I made that 30,000 on there, and that's how I got out.
I'm
And
gonna tell you what I
Yeah.
have learned though is whenever it creates a gap like that, it
It
always
picks it
comes
back
back
up.
to fill that
Yeah.
gap.
it
Like,
does, it
yeah,
does, and
I've
we always
seen
talked
Yeah.
that,
about that.
man,
We said
several
it got to
times.
fill that gap.
Yeah, a
It
lot of
has
the,
to
the
fill that
gaps
gap.
come from when the market opens. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of volatility in the market. That's why spreads are higher.
It jumps
Hold
You
on,
out
can
who
go
was
to
that
take a
to
talking?
trade.
Who was that talking?
That's Troy, baby, my
That's TB,
student.
baby.
What's
That's
up,
Troy,
Tony?
Tony
What's
baby.
T.
going on, boy?
What you talking about,
look.
Tony?
Tell
That's
him,
Troy,
hey,
Troy. He was my
hey, you
first
know what?
student.
His voice changed though. When I said who was that, he changed. He was a businessman before that though. But you know, I
yeah.
take it.
Chill.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up for sure.
My
For
Hey
first
man,
sure.
y'all go
student.
ahead and show y'all faces for
Yeah.
the
But Sean was really her first student, but he a knucklehead.
y'all go ahead
No,
and
you
show
was my first student.
y'all
Look,
go ahead.
so
Was it?
a- as you can see though, look, I drew a zone right here. It broke straight through it. So
Boom. Look at
basically,
that. Ooh,
huh,
money. Look
huh,
at that money right
what?
there.
Oh, so look, if I was to hide this field and you just do zones, it's just zoning. You see, zone broke through the zone. Uh, so at this point, and I learned this after a while because I was like, how you know, like when you open, it's Sunday, like how do you? Because people used to be like, you need to know what structure at. Like I kept hearing that, but I didn't understand. But guess what? If I open the market and I see this, it already broke this structure. I draw a zone right here. I draw another trend line right here. Now it's a couple of things it could possibly do. It could retest that zone, keep on going, or come test my trend line because it broke structure. You know what I'm saying? So until it shows me its hand, I sit on my hands. That's what you're supposed to do. And I could draw another
Right.
field right here. Same scenario. You know, because let's say if it didn't really give me no real pullback and kept going, then I just leave it alone until it gives me what I need, what I want to enter the trade. So you see
Ooh.
this tap? You see this tap right here? What did it do? It tapped that zone and shot itself
Came
right
back.
back up.
You know
So
it's gonna come back.
at that point, you would have got in because this is a 4 hour. So let me take it back so we can see to catch it on a 30-minute or something like that.
Because the market know it's buyers sitting down
Tap
there.
tap.
It has to
That's
come
a
back and
oh
get them.
yeah. Then you get in it, ride it up,
It's
and
gonna
if we
come
go
back
back
and
and
take
look at the
you
field
again.
play out, Did field play out? Look, bam, field played out again. Field played
Oh,
out again.
man.
Yep.
So it's taking a
Yep.
while before it even come back down to that original gap that it had.
Well, yeah, because let me see. When it broke, from the time it broke, all this crap, this kind of consolidation on the 4 hour.
Yeah,
That was
right.
4 days before it came back down. I hate when it do stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah. So, could you have caught some smaller plays? I wouldn't even mess with that. That's too much consolidation.
what is that on? Is that a 30-minute or is that a 15-minute?
That's a
I just went
15.
to a 15, but what I was on at first, all this is on the 4 hour chart. Chop, 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 chop. So it's doing
Uh,
this. And then it finally came back down, and that had happened on a Friday. Probably Red Folder pushed it back there, and then that gap probably came from Sunday.
Yeah, that
So
gap from
yeah, it
Sunday.
did all.
It always kind of gap up on a Sunday. Get down.
uh-huh.
Yeah, every Sunday for the most part, all the pairs are gap.
Okay, so where it is now, what day is that?
Oh, this is in the past. Remember, I took it back to show you. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
just
but I'm
showing
trying to
you.
understand if that was Sunday when that gapped, is
Uh-huh.
this Wednesday that you're at right now? Or is that like
What?
Tuesday?
This
Like
right
what is
here?
it?
This
Right,
right
what is
here?
that?
This is Monday.
That's a Monday.
Okay, okay.
So
All right, I
so
got it.
this a
That's what I
whole
was
nother
saying.
week right here. All this
Right.
push is a whole nother week. And then this is Monday. So you ain't get a gap that yeah, it is. There go the other gap for the next Sunday. So this was the Sunday. All this did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I mean Friday, and then it gapped on another Sunday. Did
Yeah.
this, and then gave you that bearish candle.
Mm-hmm. It normally
So
come back and that's when it filled that gap right there when it came
yeah,
back.
it filled this one.
It filled
Filled
that
that
gap, yeah.
one.
It didn't fill the other one.
I know one of them is still
Yeah.
I don't know, it might have touched it because it did a hell of a drop. Okay, so we getting back close to our point in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, look at that.
Oh, I
Ooh.
might need to stretch this zone out because do you see this? This in the
Yeah.
past. Hold on, let me stretch this zone out.
That jump.
If you see, I drew this zone and it came back and retested again. When yeah, yep. I gotta leave them
So,
zones.
all right, let me see. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say what I've seen with doing my analytics on it is people say once you make your graphs and you see your 50-day high and low, if you create your graph throughout that, if you see that it's trending below
Yeah,
that line,
sale.
you should probably look to trade for it to go for a sale. Which normal people would think for it to go for a buy. But if it's trading above that line, you look to, buy into it because typically over the 50 days is doing that. Now, I don't know, according to y'all analytics, how true that is, but I'm just telling y'all that they kind of like gauge it along with what y'all think.
This is my 50 SMA right here. I got a 200 on it too. But the thing is this. One thing I'm trying not to use it. I want to just use price action market structure. That's it. And you can do that because I know people who do that and don't use 50s and 200 MAs and stuff like that. So as you can see, and that's why you really don't know. Like we talking about some on a Saturday. We don't know what's gonna happen when this market open. Like I said, so until it shows its hand. Now, as of right now, based off my trend lines and everything, because I trade trend lines and stuff, and you could possibly have a trend line going up because I don't like that. I don't like that. But that's kind of I don't like that. But until it breaks this zone, if it don't break this zone and it stops right here and start consolidating like it did right here, more than likely it's gonna shoot right back down.
All right, because they're fighting. It's fighting.
Exactly, because that's a supply zone or is a resistance area. So until it stop resisting and go through it, the probability of it coming here and shooting down is still, high, even though it's above. People do trade these 50 EMAs and stuff, and they say, was it above that you buy? Yeah, but, really they sell. A lot of the indicators are delayed indicators. So at that point, if I take this stuff off and structure wise, you see it, like I said, the daily is still this look like that. It's still on a uptrend. The 4 hour, this is just look like suspect activity. Even though you got this chopped and then this dropped, then it did all this. But the 1 hour is on a downtrend. So mind you, in order for the 4 hour and the daily and everything above to reverse and go into sell mode, the 5 minute, 15, and the 30, and have to reverse first and keep reversing to make this stuff reverse. It just got to keep going down, 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 down. And that is what I'm gonna show you a split screen. That's even better. That is what will cause the higher time frames to reverse. And it took me a minute to understand that too. But now I understand. So like even with this split screen, this is gold, right? So let me put it on the 1 hour right here. I don't like that blue, but I just got to deal with it. I wish I would have had my other chart. So that trend line I had going down like this, I got a trend line going down like this, right? So if you see, if I put this cursor, this ain't good. Let me put the daily on here. Damn, hold on. Go back one, daily over here. And this is what I showed Troy yesterday at work. Let me delete this and draw the other field to the upside. Point A, point B. Watch this. If I put this cursor right here on this 1 hour chart to the right, if you look at where it's lined up to the left, you see that cursor, I mean the dots to the left, the cursor is lined up right there at 38.2. So mind you, when I hope it play out like I'm expecting it to, because when I showed Troy at work last night, when the I'm gonna have to switch it so I can go to my other chart. This and my markup, if it gives me the move, right? If it gives me the move, let me show you. And I just learned this little trick. Where the hell is that? Hold on. This need to be daily. One of these need to be the daily. Maybe this need to be daily. This need to be. Damn, I don't know why it's doing that. But okay, there you go. So if this plays out, hash on this. That downtrend plays out, right? It go to where I possibly have it going to, which is up in this area. Look to your right. That blue field, where my cursor is to the left, lined up to the right, where the dotted crosshairs is lining up directly with the 61.8 on the daily field. So that's what we were saying. Like when I went to it at first, I said once this plays out, it's going right into this area, and I'm expecting with this wick rejection right here, that's a support zone. So it's probably, or it might reverse back up to the upside and continue that bullish run that it's been doing.
And what do that 61.8 mean?
61, it's just a retracement level on it's called the golden zone. The 50% in the 61.8 on the field is called the golden zone, which is like it's a premium discount area, a premium area to where the potential reversal, if it hits that and start to give you, a reversal pattern like support, or if it's going to sales resistance, then more than likely it should eventually play out to the negative 61.8. So all of these numbers is like an alignment with each other. So when you draw a
like
field,
like a bus stop.
Yeah, something like that. But when you draw a field, like I got this going into an uptrend, but this 100%, whether you draw it up or down, because if I draw it the opposite way, it's just the opposite of what I'm saying. But as long it can do whatever it want to do based off this daily, long as it don't pass this 100%. Because if it passes 100%, now we're in a
downtrend.
bearish. We're going bearish on the daily.
And you got this from doing futures. You was able to get these percentages from their setups.
No. I the percentages I learned them from just learning from people. And when you set your fib up, yeah, I got them from people. But when you go into the field, you just put the settings based off of, whatever. So I can remove these settings if I want to, and
Right,
just
but
have.
I like those settings though because it kind of give you even a closer range of gauge to kind of like
Mhm.
go about your analytics. Like I like that.
Yeah, it
Yeah. So
does.
but
That's why
this
I
it
said
took
since
me
I
a
started
minute.
using them, my amount has been growing when I've been using those versus
Right.
just basing it off of, oh, higher high, higher low, and you don't know where it's going to retrace back to. But those help you know where it's going to retrace back to.
Right.
Well, most of the time, this is what they say when it breaks structure. Anytime it breaks structure, whether to the upside or downside, it should go back and retest that structure. So as you can see with the daily, this was the break of structure right here. It broke the structure, shot all the way up, came all the way back down. When it came down, it did come down here, which it retested this. And guess what? When it shot back up, it came back into the structure. You know what I'm saying? So
All that thing did
anytime.
was go down and get that liquidity. They knew
Exactly.
people was
And went
down
back
there.
into
Yeah.
it went back into exactly. That's exactly what it did. So most of the times when it breaks structure, it go back and snatches the structure that it broke. Or retest the backside of the structure and then, you know, continue on or go back into structure. That's all it is. But so once you understand structure, the game gonna change for you. The game is gonna change for you once you understand structure. And it took me a minute, but I think I'm on to something now.
Uh,
So it's the same thing like right here. Um, damn, I got charts everywhere, but
So being that
down,
everybody is out
up,
of work
up,
and you didn't
down.
have
Like,
time to really get on and trade and oh, I gotta work or trying to trade at work is really difficult. But take this time to really go into your accounts either on Top Step, Henko, or Trader Vape or whatever you want, focus and use this time to really see if you can make what you make at DuPont in a day, $300, $400. See if you can make your $400 today. You know what I mean? Well, tomorrow. You can make your $400 tomorrow. You might be on the
yeah,
road.
I think that's a good gauge to go by because
Yeah, good.
what y'all have to understand too, like we're in a different position. Yeah, I have business and stuff, but it's not even about that. It's just about you guys have created another stream of income for yourselves. And there's a
mm-hmm.
lot of people at DuPont that haven't. They pour 100% of their
You
life's
gotta go, y'all.
financials on that, and there's a lot of people in there that just do, oh, I base my life off of getting my regular 40-hour check. We got a couple people on our shift that talk about that all the time, and I don't know why they
Mhm.
do it, but in this day and time, you
Mhm.
need something else. And what you all guys are trying to create, it's well above even your regular job. Because you
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
wanted to be able to take over and create that type of income the way that's all of really what you do. So yeah, this is a perfect opportunity to say, hey, I got time. Let me
Time on the
dig
hands.
in. Yeah. And Reva, you've been out of work for a little while, so you've been able to lock in and
I
focus a
told her
little more
that Reba should
aggressive.
be a
And
millionaire
then
right now.
yeah, and then Troy did it before that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
Well,
saying?
well,
So
I'm gonna be realistic with everybody, cause like all last year for the most part I was trading under my prop firms and I'm still fooling with but like this year I'm trying to do a few things. I'm trying to get my LLC going, this, that, and that. And I'm gonna go live with my own money again and
right,
maneuver like that because yeah, and prop firms are great because it's free money. So I'm
It
gonna
funds
still
you the
have the
money.
prop firm, but I'm gonna
right.
also be moving with my money because it's time to make like really major moves on this. And like I said, my baby is Forex and I've been doing it since 2020.
Now,
And
now
I'm on the
explain
other
the
side
difference
of it.
between
I'm on
prop
the other
firm
side of it now. But yeah,
and
you said
forex.
what? Tell them the difference between prop firm and Forex.
Yeah, for some, we got some viewers that's new and they
Well, they
because
they both they
Hanko
both
is forex and Top Step is futures
futures.
prop
Yeah.
firm.
So both you have you have forex trading, options trading, futures trading, different types of trading.
Mhm.
We talking about forex and futures since people on this call, some do both, some do one.
Right. Top
Now,
Step is futures, forex is Henko.
no, forex is more than Hanko. Hanko is a platform that you could trade
Yeah,
under.
yeah,
A
yeah.
broker is a broker.
A
So
broker.
this is TradingView.
Mhm.
Now, all of this stuff right here is a mixture of forex pairs, futures pairs,
Yeah,
but futures is just indices.
Mhm.
That's what it is. Indice pairs. And metals, because gold is a
Metals.
metal.
Yeah, yeah.
But NAS 100, US 30, those are indices. And under Forex, I could trade those indices, but I could also trade regular currency pairs, where it say USD CAD, USD JPY. You cannot trade currency pairs inside of futures.
Mhm.
So that's one thing.
Right.
Also with futures that I noticed, it cuts off, well, Forex cuts off two. Well, I take that back. Top Step is a prop firm account for futures.
Mhm.
So it cuts you off at what, 4 o'clock, 4:30?
4
And then you
o'clock.
can't get back into 6 o'clock.
Right.
Um, with I have a prop firm account through Forex, and even though the market closes for that 1 hour, I could hold my trade into the next trading day. That's the difference between futures. Another difference between futures and forex. We could hold our trades. We could hold our trades all weekend if that's how
Mhm.
your
Swing
prop
trade.
account
That's
is
called
set up.
swing trading. Mhm.
No, that's not what I'm trying to. Yes, it's called swing trade, but what I'm saying
Right.
is if your prop account, your prop forex account is set up to hold your trades over the weekend, you can hold your trades over the
The
weekend.
whole.
You
Yeah, I was just
cannot do that
explaining
with
what it's
futures.
called when people do that when they hold trades for more than 24 hours a day and stuff like that. Yeah.
But you cannot do that with futures though. So those
Right.
are slight differences from when you trade in futures and when you trade in forex. So forex, we have capability of trading. I can even trade Tesla under forex. So we have the
Yep.
capability of basically trading anything.
Mhm.
Futures just metals futures, and that's it. And they cut you off at a certain point.
Tesla be going.
But you know what? I take that back.
You can
I'm gonna
trade
tell you why I
Tesla.
take it back. I take it back because we talking about prop firms.
Mhm.
When you can trade futures with your own money, and you probably can hold a trade then too. I don't know. I haven't looked into that, but more than likely you might. I'm not sure. So I don't know that part. But I know with Forex, you can hold a trade for 40 days if you feel like it. You know what I'm saying?
If you got
And
enough
ain't no,
money.
well, that too.
You got
But
enough money.
and let me say like this, because I want to motivate. I don't know how many people on here. I know some people on here.
We got a few people. We got a few new people. Everybody show y'all face or say hey or something real quick.
I don't even have the what you call it, so I'm probably not gonna I say and I'm a little guppy in the water. I'm a little guppy in the water. So I said it to say it's
Be a
money to
little
be
guppy
made.
in the water. Let me show
There's
y'all
money
my
to be
payout.
made. And people just need to, lock in and
Mhm.
learn the process.
You
That's
And
better
it.
that's the
lock
biggest thing,
in.
like learning the process, because a lot of this stuff, really, if you can kind of like get your process under wraps with how you go about it, you're going to win more than you lose.
Yeah.
And that's the key. As long as you do that, you're going to be able to create that type of income that's kind of like a normacy for you as you move forward. And then as you learn even more, you're able to get bigger wins, be able to be more consistent. And it's not even about getting 30,000 or
Mhm.
$70,000 wins. It's about
Mhm.
just consistency. If you can create a consistency, like you said, Reva, like you haven't been doing it but a few years.
Mhm.
John been doing it for what?
A few months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Probably Troy. What? Troy probably been doing it what? Maybe 6, 8 months or something like that.
I taught Troy like a year after I learned. So I actually physically taught Troy when
Okay,
he first,
okay.
yeah.
But
So
either way, no one has been trading more than like 3, 4 years in this game. Like even me with options, I've been trading probably 3 years. Like this is kind of like to tell everybody, like as long as you put the time
working.
in and take heed
Yeah.
to what people are talking about that's been in it for at least a little bit, because I'm telling you, I've worked with a lot of different people. Like I told them, I'm working with somebody now,
Mhm.
just politicking back and forth with a guy that I used to work with that trades, and he's been trading for 18 years. And everything that y'all are talking about, this is the type of verbiage he uses. And it took
Mhm.
him longer because he didn't have YouTube and stuff like that. So what I'm saying is like, yeah, take heed of this. This is like really an asset to be able to tap in with each other, Zoom, talk
Mhm.
about this stuff. Because there's going to be times where we lock in during the day. I know John, you want to be able to create that type of platform to where we could lock in during the day, during a trading day.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
then, hey, let's go ahead and shoot for this. Let's see what targets we got. And then before you know it, we all done came up. You know what I'm
That's
saying? In a day. So that's really the goal, man. Lock in with like-minded people, man, and let's make this thing happen. You know what I'm saying?
And I just said this to Reva today, and I was like, "Yo, we need to do something like this." It was a mastermind group, and they had a motivational, training day where they all got together. They all got their laptops, where they all sat in somewhere. I mean, yeah, we could do that too. Or if you want to get on the Zoom and we all get on the same market, gold, or whatever, and just how we just analyzed it. We're gonna be doing this throughout the week since that we are. So tomorrow we're gonna get on and we all gonna be on together. We all gonna be trading kind of live. Everybody gonna be into their account. The people that have the time to get into their account and we gonna do it together tomorrow and going forward Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because we off. So that's what basically like what you just said. More people that's available. We are gonna be trading live together, and we're gonna start tomorrow. So
And
yeah,
I do think it's imperative for us to get a face-to-face in at some point because a
yeah,
lot
that
of stuff
too.
you were talking, Reva, like
Mhm.
it was some real solid stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then just listening to it and trying to lock into it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're saying it at a good pace, but at the same time, I'm like, I want to be able to lock in to exactly what she's saying. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Because you're saying it and you're showing me and I'm seeing it,
yeah.
but as I'm taking notes, I'm like, when I go back to the notes for the first time,
Yeah.
it ain't gonna make as much sense to me as it did when you were saying it. So,
I tell
I,
you what. So all of these calls that we're gonna do, they being recorded.
Yeah,
So and
oh,
they're
I
gonna get
bet.
dropped. They're gonna get dropped. Yeah, we recording right now. That's how we moving.
mhm,
So um and I know I was all over the place because when me and John first jumped on before everybody, and we was just discussing from previous week when I talked about gold, we was talking about the next move, and that's how it all came about. And
yeah,
what I'm gonna do is try to slow it down and try to like structure what I'm trying to show people, you know what I'm saying,
mhm,
so people can get it. Cause I could either show people the fibs or we could swing it without the fibs and just do the zones, because it's zones and trend lines, it's all the same thing. It's
yeah,
just that, once you got all this stuff on your chart, it does get a lot of, make the chart look crazy and all this, all that. But yeah, and think about this. When I first learned, I didn't know nothing. I didn't know what a fib was. Nobody showed me fibs. I didn't even trade with trend lines. I traded with zones. That's it.
and
Zones and on a
and for
4 hour
me,
time frame when I first learned how to
yeah,
trade. And then
Right.
once I started buying other people courses and stuff, and that's when I picked up other things. But I know a lot of stuff. I'm gonna tell you that. But
yeah,
and it
same
and
thing
it's and
for.
it's this is my fifth year. Well, it will be in June of this year. It'd be my sixth year. But everybody learns
Damn,
differently.
girl, you've been doing it that long.
Come on now, stop playing. So look,
I
everybody
know
learn.
you've been on it. I know you've been on it, but I'm like,
I would
damn,
have been gone.
Fred,
Everybody, no,
hey.
Steve John, you can't say that because I'm gonna tell you why. Everybody learns differently.
Right.
And
And
when I
that's what I was
first
telling Tony. Yeah.
when I first learned, the company I learned from, even though they did teach me some things, it was like uh it wasn't really structured.
Mm.
So after I left them for a second, I started picking up stuff on my own, reading books, this, that, and then I found other people
Self-taught.
who actually had courses, and I
Yeah.
learned more. So, I done
Right.
learned from a few people,
And
you
that's
know,
That's
what I
and,
was
awesome, man.
saying. Yeah,
and
that's what I
legit,
was saying.
legit people
Need that
who ain't not no
one-on-one.
scammers, legit people.
You need that
So,
Right.
one-on-one. Yeah.
so, and at this point, I'm trying to pay it forward, because people charge a lot
Oh
for this
Mhm.
yeah.
stuff. And we dishing this stuff out,
I
just
try to
dishing it
tell
out.
people, and that's
And
why I
and
said we here to learn in our small community because it's going to get bigger. Once this, like, okay, if we expose this to YouTube videos and other people start jumping in from YouTube, it will grow to where it's going to be 1,000 people inside the group, and it's going to be so many people to where everybody gonna be learning at different paces. You're gonna have new people that see your video, that sees this, see us making profit together, see us growing. Oh, I made this, I made that. Reva showed her profit, I showed my profit, you show your profits. People gonna want to say, hey, I want to tap into what y'all doing. And that's why I said right now we have this small community, this basically DuPont and my friend in here, and it's just like, okay, we have to take this time to learn it before it gets too big to where, yeah, eventually Reva gonna start charging. I'm gonna start charging to do these one-on-ones and do these Zoom classes with our community that did pay for this access.
Right.
So right now, yeah, take heed to this time that we are learning together free because we are learning at different paces. Like you said, Reva been doing it 5 years. I've been doing it 6 months, 7 months, and we all learn at different paces. We all are different learners. I learn a little bit different on a faster, impulsive, way. But the problem with that is like when me and Reva was talking, I learned from YouTube and some things she teach me, Andre and other people. So I'm absorbing and sucking up so much stuff. I'm mixing some things up. But now I really, like I said, y'all know I'm about to lock in with my mentor, really sit down and have that one-on-one focus on, okay, this is what you got to look for. This is what you got to do. Some people say, well, where do you make your entry? Some people don't know where to make your entry. Even me, but I just been taking that leap of faith and just going from what I'm learned, higher high, higher lows. I go in at the bottom for a buy, or I go in at the top for a sell. That's all I know from self-taught. Is that the right way? I don't know. It's been
so that's
working.
well, you could do that, but at that point,
Right.
you're doing zone to zone trading. You're
Zone to
doing
zone trading. So that's what I've been
exactly.
doing, and that's what it's called. And I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, and that's not really what it's called. So
No, but yeah, but that works too. So like it's
right,
plenty of ways you could do this. You could just
right.
trade zone to zone and go for a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, or a fib. And the
Hmm.
fib, like I said, those numbers mean things, but as we
As
continue
we
this,
right.
I'm gonna go deeper into that. And as far as like where to enter, like
Hmm.
based off of me, I I do breaks and retests of
Hmm.
trend lines and draw my fib. So all of
And
that
that's
helps
basically what
me
we showed today, where it broke the
exactly.
structure. Right.
And that's how you determine how you enter once it retests your zone or retests your fib level or retest your
Hmm.
trend line. It's three things that it can retest, but it has to break structure first and then give you that retest of
And then,
structure.
like you said, go ahead. Can you show my screen?
You can take it, right? Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, it says send a
You
request.
can allow. They
Okay.
didn't do that at first. It must have switched back when I.
Yeah, I guess it switched back to you. So hold on here. All right. So y'all can y'all see my screen?
Not yet. Hold on. What my lord, what you call it? At?
Can you see it now?
No, I don't see your screen.
Oh, you can't see my screen.
I'm trying to find my
Yeah, it's still on yours.
let me
Let's
see
see.
some. How do I allow?
Share.
It's on multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
I moved my what you call it. Now I don't know where it's at.
It's
You know
basically
that
all right.
little
Well, it's still the
hold on.
same thing as your screen. I would do the same thing. I would get in from because I watch the market all day. I just sit here and just chill. And I would probably get in from where it's at that
You going
lower
up here?
low. Huh?
Right here?
No, down here. All the way down here at that 20 46.50 down here. Yeah. Yeah,
And
because
ride it all the
I
way
would
up.
be looking at it already and I would be in it and I would just be waiting. And when it does that, I would get it right there for a buy. And I
Mm-hmm.
would sit, depending on like what time is that drop right there?
Which drop? This?
that 4650 at the bottom. That was at
This.
2200. So 10 o'clock, right?
No, you said 46.50
Yeah, it
or
says
45?
yeah,
Is
was
you
that
looking you looking at Top Step or Trading View?
no, no,
That's
no,
tough.
you're right. It's 4640 right there, yeah, right there, 4640. Yeah, this drop right here. Over to the right.
To the right or the left?
To the right. Right here.
I
That
can't
drop.
see your screen. You keep hollering right here.
I know, right here, 4640, right there. Yeah, look,
Okay, this
that one.
about this about 50 or 40. So
So that was at
this is 7
19.
o'clock. It's
Right.
1900, 7 o'clock on Thursday.
So see, exactly. So when we get off at on Thursday, 7 o'clock, I probably, go home and then it would do that. By the time I get home, it would be going back up. So I was going for a buy somewhere right here where that candle started the wick, right here at the bottom. And that's where I was going at.
But as you can see, this is a breaker structure too. So that yes, that's correct because at that point it created a higher low.
Right.
So low, high, higher low, and it broke this little structure right here to the upside, and you could utilize that field. How many can I draw from here? And that's 78.6, and or
And
possibly
then
put
from
it
when they
right
made
here.
that low, that tells me that they want to go back to that higher high that they made
Ooh,
right there. Yep, where
I
that
didn't
box
even
at.
see that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even see that.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary
And
right
that was
there.
Thursday when I got off, and I was off on Friday. So I stayed up all night. I mean, I set my trailing stop, and
Oh no, I did see that. I did
yeah, I
see
just
that.
set my trailing stop, and I just let it go.
And this the thing. This is the thing. I did see that. And so you see how this is Friday. You see how
Mm-hmm.
I got this field drawn to the upside and it rejected off the 61.8 and it went back up to supply and then pulled back.
Yep.
This is the thing. So it's a possibility it could possibly break the zone and continue this field out and go up here
Yeah.
because it's starting to create
Higher highs and higher lows.
exactly. But I still keep in mind about the this supply area right here.
The rejection,
And
but look how many times they're rejected. One, two, three. Go to a lower time
yeah.
frame.
So, but look, so if you draw a trend line this way,
Right? It's gonna
but
break
then
that
if you
trend
go to a
line.
lower time frame, that was
Mhm.
30 minutes. This little move.
Yeah, that was just a quickie pull down. That's all.
So yeah, it's in a sticky situation right now. It's
It's
look real
gonna break
sticky.
it. I'm telling you, it's gonna break it. Sunday to Monday morning, it's gonna break that supply zone right there. I'm telling you,
Yeah, it's in a sticky situation.
it's gonna. Now, for
And,
me, like I said, for me, I would take that risk and go in for a small
no,
buy.
don't take the risk.
No, no,
You
no.
needed to
Listen,
break the supply zone first. But yeah, you go
uh,
take the risk. I know you
it's
gonna take
gonna
the risk.
right. It's gonna break that supply zone. I'm going in small. Once it move up a little bit, trail and stop. It doesn't matter what it do after that. Even if it don't break that supply zone, if you go
Mm-hmm.
zoom in a little bit, if
Zoom in, Amari, you can't even see the candlestick. Don't
oh
zoom.
hold on. I mean, yeah, like that. All right. So right there where it's at, right there
Right
at
here. Uh-huh. 50, 42.
5042, right?
Yeah.
When
Yep.
it opens up,
Mm-hmm.
it's either it's gonna jump up. Even if it jumps up to 5060,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still in the positive the minute it takes off. Now, if it pulls back a little bit from here,
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. But it's going to hit that supply zone right here at 5100. I know it is.
Yeah, it could possibly retest it.
But
But the thing is this.
matter of fact, go ahead and
Mm.
ghost it right now. Go ahead and ghost it. Matter of
I'm
fact,
not putting your ghost pattern on my chart. You
I'm
ghost your
trying to
own
tell
ghost
you.
pattern. So
I'm
look,
trying to tell you.
wait, so yeah, I do see what you're
When it
saying
go
because
boom, I'm
it's
trying to tell you it's gonna work.
the
Tell her,
4 hour
Tony.
is creating. What you said,
I
Tony?
made that play the last time. I said it's going to come back down here, Tony. It has to. And when it come down, it's going to pass it. And that's when it made that dip right there.
So y'all saying it's going to come back to the lower low. That's what you're trying to say,
It's going to do that
basically.
to have momentum to go to the upside.
Yeah, the deeper
It,
the
it, it,
retracement.
Yeah, it's going to be on Sunday. It's not going to be too busy, it's gonna be on Sunday, but it is gonna break that zone, but it got to pull down the first.
Well, I tell you what though, because like I said, we just analyze it. It could do what it
Right.
want to do.
It can do
So
what it want to do.
until it shows its hand, I'm not jumping in nothing. If I'm
So
gonna
for
get in a
me,
buy, I needed to break the zone because as you can see, all this right here, it did this all week. It did not break the zone all week.
and now I
So
say I feel like it wants to break it.
I need for it to do this, retest, and then show me some bullish momentum. And yes, I will buy it up to here at that point. If it don't do that, if
And
it
that's
lollygag right here
and
and
that's
then
where it's
do
about
this,
to.
if it do this, come back down and start giving me a lot of bearish momentum, guess what? I'm gonna go and shoot it back down to that point I was saying earlier. So
And then
those are your options.
yeah,
So right
yeah.
now,
There you go, right there. Yep, leave it just like that. Yep.
So what
of
people have to
course,
understand though, like you got to have that foundation of income to be able to play the game like that. You know what
well,
I'm saying?
no,
Like you
no,
could
I'm
get
gonna tell
you.
you why. Look, listen. Now, like everybody, I'm in a lot of communities of people who trade forex, and you could create a forex account with a little bit of money, and
$100.
some of you could put 50, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you understand the concept, I done seen people take $100. I done took $200 and flipped it into $2,000.
Oh, it
Mhm.
can
So
happen.
Oh
It can
yeah.
happen. But
yeah,
what I'm
so
saying is when you got that, when you don't have enough foundation for that trade to breathe,
yeah,
that's the question.
you need wiggle room because we dealing with gold. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
need
Right. That's what
yes.
I'm
so that
saying.
$100, more than likely a little bit of drawdown will they
Knock
will
you out. Take that.
yes, they will
Right. So that's what
margin
I
Gold.
think
margin your account.
y'all need to make sure people understand is like, yeah, when you coming into some of these trades that we're talking about,
Hmm.
like know your situation,
Mhm.
because at the same time, like if I'm coming in and I got $200 that I got on the line, let's just say I went to a live account with Hanko or something like
Hmm.
that,
Hmm.
Yeah.
then I don't have a lot of room to play that.
Yeah.
But
Not with gold,
what
no.
you right, but what you guys are talking though is so much more potential with profit if you have that depth to be able to
Well,
work with. You know what I'm
well, I'm
saying?
gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this straight up.
Prop firm.
Cause no, that's not what I'm gonna tell you. Yes and no, but that ain't what I was about. What I was about to say is it is best to trade your own money because ain't no rules when you trade your own money. But
Right.
I would not. I personally wouldn't tell nobody, yeah, just go and put $100. No, 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 because I know
Right.
how these markets move.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you a newbie, you really don't know. So you could be jumping out the window. And $100, your stuff will get ate up quick.
Yeah.
Now, now, and I wouldn't tell you trade gold. You could play that game with a currency like USD CAD or something. It
Or
don't move
micro.
as fast as gold.
Micro.
So, I would say a new person, at least do 300. And don't mess with gold with 300. No. You
Yeah,
gonna mess
probably
with
do
gold,
the right.
you gonna
Probably
mess
mess
with
with the
gold.
You can do the
with the
micro.
S&P 500 micro. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do the micro.
Well, I'm just,
Or
from
What's your
my
even with
opinion? What's your
gold,
opinion, Rita?
even with gold with 0.01,
01, yeah.
that ain't that's cents on a dollar.
Yeah, but at the same time, I have noticed where the S&P moves a lot slower. You can have three contracts with the S&P and one contract with the gold,
Yeah.
and I feel more comfortable with that S&P.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
That's why
gold is
you gotta
very
look at the
volatile.
markets. You gotta look at
right.
the
Gold is
different
very
markets.
volatile. US 30 is probably the most volatile out of
Yeah, that
all of
thing
them.
was pull down liquidity quick. That's where that guy made that $500,000-600,000. But he also had that big pullback.
You talking
And
about Q Banks?
Q Banks, yeah, he almost lost that 100,000 because that liquidity pull came out of nowhere and just pulled it down.
So, yeah, but Q Banks trade Forex. He don't trade
Yeah,
futures.
yeah, for
Um,
trade forex.
so, so, uh, yeah. So as we, do this every day this week or whatever, and whoever want to call people who don't know whatever, we're gonna go over a lot of stuff, and I'm gonna try to touch as much as I can, because like I said, I'm
One day, y'all.
basically
One day, right here.
I'm basically
That's it.
my Forex my favorite, and but a
I want to
chart is a
understand
chart.
more about that forex. Yeah, I want to understand more about that forex.
Well, the thing is this, Tony,
It's all the same for real. It's just
it's the chart.
Well,
A
I know
chart.
it's the same chart. I just want to understand how the
He
money
need to
moves.
understand,
the the
with
lot size.
what
Yeah,
options you talking about call and put. With
calling
Forex, you talking about buy and sell.
buy and
Like
sell.
all the stuff,
Right, right.
like
So probably that forex would have been a little easier for me to understand with that buy and put with me doing options anyway. So it'll be a little more because you buy and put with options. It's just a chart involved now. You know what I'm saying? Like I know Damon at work, he does options, but I'm sure he does well, he told me he does forex, but it's because it is a different format. You know what I'm saying? It's the same chart, it's the same
Yeah,
movement, but you're doing calls and puts. Like that's what I've been
what
working for like 3 years.
but ain't that
call,
just a
call
terminology? Ain't
it's
that
the same
still
thing.
buy and
It's
sell? Yeah.
Right. It
terminology.
is. It is.
It's
It is.
terminology. Forex called it lot sizes. That's how we make our money. We lot point
Lot
zero
size.
point oh one is 10 cent. Stuff
Yeah.
like that. That's lot sizes.
Y'all using
Other people deal with
percentages.
contracts. Contracts, and
The
so.
contracts is a certain percent too, and it's a certain percent of
But guess what?
yeah.
It, it's like now, like with certain platforms though, like if you're talking about trying to calculate, figure out something, a lot of the platforms automatically have stuff where when you set your TP and your stop loss, it'll tell you if you set it here, you're gonna lose this much. Set it there, you know what I'm saying? So all of that. But it's still nice to know how to calculate um if I like a 1.00 lot size in Forex is $10 basically. So every little like Forex movement, you make it $10. Tick, 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 $10, right? So 100 pips is $1,000, and the higher your lot size, you know, 5.00 is 50. So, when in my prop firms lately, I've been using 5.00s.
A
So
little
if
bit.
that moves that way, then, I make $5,000 off that play. But that's neither here nor there. But all of it basically, if you know how to read a chart, because we all talking about technicals as far as reading these charts, you know how to read a chart, then you could do all of it.
Well, that's
You
the
just need
Right.
to,
point that we
yeah,
are here for. We trying to learn how to read the chart, what we looking for. We trying to see as a beginner coming in, where would I start? What would I do? What do I look for? You know,
yeah.
because like
So
you said, some people don't know where to go in at, and we just kind of smallly went over the strategy to what you would do to wait to go in, but
hmm
literally, where would you go in at? Would you go in when it's trending up, or would you go in when it's trending down? As
no,
far
no,
as
no, no,
that
no, no.
candle,
No, listen, listen,
right?
listen, listen, listen. If you was a zone-to-zone trader and you saw this stuff right here, you saw it's coming here. This the first touch. Boom, it went down. This the second touch. Zone to zone traders, when they see resistance right here, that's a sign letting you know that the market is having a hard time breaking through that zone.
Right.
And once it starts to give you, you don't supposed to just jump in because you see these little candles right here. No, it has to show you a bearish candle. So at that point, you had this bearish push down, which is
A sign.
this is a bearish candle. So
Uh-huh.
that's a sign that, this market might be going down. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Might be going down.
So, and it also just broke this trend line. It broke this little structure right here.
That
So
it
those
had.
are signs.
Mhm.
Those are confluences that say, oh, we possibly about to have a sale. So in actuality, they said trade with the trend.
Right.
You heard people say trade with the trend. If you would have jumped in right here and tried to catch this drop, that's not the trend.
Right.
It has to retest because you really get in when you trading with the trend. Supposed to get in on the continuation. So
That's
the
the liquidity
continuation
pull
would
right
be
there.
break, retest,
Mhm.
continuation.
Right.
But
Uh,
at this point,
right
like
there.
we don't know what's going to happen until it has to break something, break to
Right.
the downside and keep, then you get in as it break or break to the upside.
Right. So the
So
continuation
until that
is one of
happens,
those
you
waves.
don't do nothing because we
Right.
right here at the zone.
Right. Okay.
So when you said people don't know when to get in, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
break and retest person. So it's
Right.
either gonna do this, break, retest, go that way, do this, break, retest, shoot it back down that way.
So
It's
okay. So you would really wait until it goes
shows it hand. The market has to shows
5120?
it, huh?
You would wait right here until it breaks 5120 or a little
No,
bit
no, no,
more.
no, 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 no. What? Where
Like,
your
okay, say that
5120?
it starts to go up and it gets to 5120 and it breaks 5120 right here. Uh-huh. When would you get in from right? How far up would you get in from when it breaks up? Just
Up
using that
here,
example.
for me to get in. Look, this is not that much room. I
Okay.
wouldn't get in for a buy to, because if you get in right here, it's very possible that it can stop you out here because of this
Right.
zone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to say to you. Like people be anxious and just because you see, look, when you in for buys, you get in at the bottom. For sales, you get in at the top.
Right.
So the thing is this. Hold on. Let me
That's why I was saying, like, zoom in just a little bit more, right, and move over
No,
to the
no, no. I'm
left.
about to show you something. This
Okay.
is how structure moves. And I'm gonna do something else after I show you this. It goes like this. It goes like this. This is structure. This is an uptrend structure. As you
Mm-hmm.
can see, as it's breaking points, what you call it at? So it went up. It broke this structure, came back and retest that structure. When it retests the structure and then give you bullish candles, you get in and ride it up. That's what I'm saying. And the fib plays along with this. Point A, point B, pull back here, go on all the way. You see what I'm saying? That's when
Right.
you learn structure, you'll understand it. Now, let me take it up a little bit further and I'm gonna show you something. So it keeps on breaking structure, right? And then once structure does this, watch this. Guess what? We just broke structure to the downside. So it just broke the structure and came back and retested the backside of it. So now this is a possible, when it gets here, it's retesting the back of structure. You just don't jump in, aha. No, what you do is you waiting to see once it retests the structure, are you going to give me some bearish candles? Hold on a minute. I'm going to do this for you too. Are you going to start to give me bearish candles so I know I could take this down? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're looking for once it touch this. It'll probably do this. It'll probably go up.
Mm-hmm.
It might shoot through here, but and you get it on candle closures. So whatever time frame, I suggest you enter on the 15. So if this was a 15-minute and it shoots up,
Uh-huh.
it's shooting up, it's gonna be green. But as it pulls back, it's gonna turn whatever your bearish candle color is. So at that
Right.
point, I got it red. So
Most
it
likely you're right.
wicked. This wick is letting you know sellers is pushing us back down.
Right.
That what that wick is. So at that point, and now you got a second candle that's bearish. Oh, and it broke structure. Guess what? We buying this back down. And once you learn fibs, the fibs play right along with it. It
Mm-hmm.
came up to the 50% area. More than likely, it's gonna come back down here into that area. That's all it is, and it continues to just do this throughout all time frames.
Gotcha.
And I can show you this. I'm gonna show you a little thing I got on my chart too. Let me go back here, go to a higher time frame, and I'm gonna go to a clean shot so you can see it clearly. Clearly, that ain't clean enough. All right, I can delete this. So these little indicators, watch this. Is this it? Right here. There's one right here. All these points, it's showing you what structure is. It's showing, and you notice how, look, as it went up, high, low, it came back and retested this area right here. And of course it's not precise, but that's all it's doing. That's all it's doing. That's all it's doing. It's retesting areas. Retesting areas. Let's see. If I go to a daily time frame, it might look different. So like we're here, it broke this structure, came back, pulled back, and retested this area, and then went right back up. Then when this did what this did, it retested this area and started to shoot back up. That's what.
Hey,
That's
hey, I'm
huh?
I'm out of here, fam. I'm just let
All
y'all
right,
know
big dog.
I'm gonna hook up with y'all next time.
Oh
All right,
yeah, man, we be on here tomorrow.
for
All
sure.
right.
All right.
So basically, that's what it does.
Orlando,
So,
Orlando texted me like, how much, how much, how much?
oh, you gonna go?
I mean, shit. I mean, we almost done soon. So I was like, hey, it don't matter what time I get there, you still gonna pay because right now you desperate. So
Oh, so
yeah,
all
but
right.
we
But
had
anyway,
prom tonight, y'all. We had prom tonight. DJ Burnout.
so anyway, that's that. But like I said, we're gonna continue this, and I'm gonna have like a
This
better
motherfucker.
setup of how to lay it out and
Look
spread
at
it out.
this. Look at this bitch.
What are you talking about? You know, we on record.
Oh, you can't see?
No, I can't see nothing. I don't know why I can't see your screen. So,
You gotta change your gallery to gallery, main gallery, so you can see your chart and everybody.
my chart?
Yeah, like
No, if I stop sharing my screen, it'll Oh, now I can see you because I stopped sharing my screen.
oh, look at this motherfucker.
Your cat.
Put it all in the video, y'all. I want to learn how to trade, so you just want to learn how to trade. Get your ass, get out.
So basically, yeah. So
You
yeah, I
calling me
do
now?
have
Hold
to
on.
be
I
aware
gotta
of
mute.
you.
Oh, calling me. Hold on.
Who moved? So basically, yeah, I am gonna be aware of how these higher highs and higher lows is right here, but you do have that resistance sitting right there. So yeah, it's in a weird spot. So until it breaks this resistance, then yeah, and retest, yeah, you'll buy back up. If it don't and give you some bearish movement back down, then you buy back down. So gotta play it like that.
Oh yeah, he real desperate.
Well, you need to go and help the man out. So yeah, we've been on this a minute because we got on at 7. It's
Oh
8.
no, that's cool. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, it don't matter. I get there when I get there. But
I
yeah,
ain't talking
man.
about that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, that looks nice. Look at that. Oh yeah, so this was what I was talking about. Now that you can see, yeah, I was talking about this when it came down here.
yeah, I
I,
see.
I was like, okay, it's rejecting this because I was on the 5 minute and 1 minute, and I seen it going up green. So I was like, okay, it's rejecting here to make a higher high, to make a
Mm-hmm.
higher low, to make another higher
Mm-hmm.
high, but it started doing this consolidation right here.
Exactly.
So now, like you said, we have to wait right here. This is where I don't know if you can see my box. I draw a box right there.
I see it.
Yeah, and I had to spread it out. This is on this is on the 4 hour. That's why. On the
Yeah.
15 minute, you can see the box. It might be a little bit too big
No,
now.
I see it.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
But that's the same thing I got. I said until it breaks that box,
Right. Right, there
you
you go.
know. Now it
Yeah,
can come into the box, but it literally has to. Now it looks so big because you didn't put it on the
yeah,
15, but
I
it has
done.
to break that zone. Until it breaks that zone and creates structure to the upside. Like we at a funky point. Put it like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
We at a
yeah.
funky point.
There you go. Yeah.
So
So tomorrow I'm gonna sit and wait. I'm gonna sit and wait, guys, and I'm gonna sit and see if it breaks this box right here, or if it wants to start to come down here. I'm not gonna like if it starts to come right here. That ain't nothing. That ain't that's
no.
wow right here. But I wanted to break right here too, right below here. Like,
Well, if it do that on that 4 hour and create a bearish candle like that, because that's a 4 hour.
oh yeah, yeah. It's a
That would be
yeah,
a nice candle. But
yeah.
if it
That'd
was
be
on like 5 minute, 15 minute, yeah, it really
too
wouldn't be
big. Yeah, matter of
nothing.
fact, yeah. There you
So
go.
yeah, go on that time frame and then do that. Do what you're talking about.
Yeah, there you go. Boom. Okay, here we go. So now if it breaks, ooh, look at that. Look at that nice red candle over there. And this is my lower low where I say it wants to come back to,
Mm-hmm.
but it has to, I needed to break right here
Yeah.
to show me that it want to come down and even break these right here to
Mm-hmm.
continue to come down. And like you
Yeah.
said, it got to break this. I would be looking smally right here if it breaks this, because from here to here, how much is that? Let me use my candle. Let me use my boom. Go there. And then from here to
And
here.
another thing that you got to notice that push down, it was an aggressive push down. So it's a reason why something happened right there that make it push like that.
And right, and this push and then from here to here is 280 pips up.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's
it
a
could possibly
good,
go up there and get that.
yeah. So I would wait for it to get right here to go in to confirm. Wait for a pullback to see if it touched back here to go up. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So it broke that small 15 minute, and like you said, pull back and retest that 15 minute top part and then go up. Yeah, that's a play.
yeah. So I was waiting for it to break right here first before it
Hmm.
made that, and then it did this. So now it has to work. Oh well, like I said, from when it did this, I said it
Hmm.
has to work its way back up, and it started doing that high, high, low, low, high, and it got almost there. It almost got
Hmm.
there.
Well, that's a fair value gap, and it filled it.
Yeah,
So
right.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Uh,
sometimes we
anyway,
just take that jump.
yeah. So that was a
Oh,
good session.
that was a good session,
A
guys.
good session.
That was a good session for everybody that came in, all the beginners, everybody that's on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, share, get Money Crew.
That
And
was a good session. I was at work listening, so I couldn't really tap
right,
in, but I
right,
have
Um,
learned a lot, and I appreciate y'all for that.
right.
oh, thank you.
And we're gonna be on tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Since
We
we
trying to
are
run it all week.
since we are what Reva
I'm
Foyer.
not going to, I'm not, we ain't going to talk about that.
Oh, okay, okay. That give us some
But
content too, but yeah. But if
yeah,
y'all
so
want more, we're gonna be back on tomorrow. And when the market opens to see how people get in actually and see what we could do with the market tomorrow. We're gonna take it nice and slow, probably on micro for people who do have accounts. And for people who do have Hanko, I'll probably going with 0.1 over there on gold as well. Gold or NAS, depending on which one looks better. But yeah, I ain't gonna hold y'all. We're gonna be at Prime tonight, DJ Burnout. And you gotta multitask. You gotta have multiple streams of income. So right now, I gotta make that
No,
money
that's
twerk.
fine.
I make that money twerk. So if you're on
yeah,
I
that
see y'all
schedule,
back tomorrow.
back tomorrow,
yeah,
y'all.
we be back tomorrow. All right, y'all, let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
See y'all tomorrow.
Tomorrow.